My name is Catherine Bennett, and this is the tale of how my husband's treachery led to the most rewarding vengeance wrapped in a multi-million-dollar windfall. Sometimes, the strongest weapon is the secret you keep under wraps. 15 years ago, I was simply Kate Sullivan, a bright young architect with towering ambitions and an even bigger work drive. That's when James Bennett walked into my life at a construction site. He was charismatic, driven, and seemed to connect with my passion for creating spaces that truly felt like home. Our love story blossomed over blueprints and permits. "You're not like the others," he'd often remark, watching me sketch deep into the night. "You really know how to build something from scratch." If only I'd realised the hidden message in his words that he praised the creation more than the creator. We had a modest wedding, choosing to invest in a down payment for a small home instead of an extravagant event. I continued with my career at the architecture firm, while James pursued his real estate ventures. In the beginning, life was beautiful. We were partners, dreamers, architects of our future. Then came the project that shifted everything. My firm was approached by a client looking to construct the most opulent mansion in Oakwood Heights. The budget was limitless and the design needs were beyond grand. I poured my soul into the project, spending endless nights, perfecting every corner. "This could be our dream home," I told James one evening, showing him the sketches. "We could bring it to life ourselves." He chuckled and kissed my forehead as though I was a child, spinning a fairy tale. "Maybe one day, right now, just focus on securing the commission." What James didn't know was that I had been quietly saving and investing for years. Every bonus and project fee was carefully tucked away and multiplied. While he saw me as just another architect, I had risen to become one of the city's most in-demand residential designers. It took 2 years to complete the mansion. Every detail was mine, from the concealed wine cellar to the year-round blooming rooftop garden. The client, an international investor, allowed me full creative reign. But here's the twist. Not even James knew that the mysterious client was me working behind a shell company I had set up long ago. "The house is amazing," James commented as I gave him the grand tour. "Whoever owns this place is truly lucky." I smiled, cherishing the secret. A week later, I handed him the keys. "Happy anniversary," I said. "Welcome to our new home." He looked thrilled genuinely. So, we moved in, and for a while everything felt perfect. I went on to establish my own boutique architectural firm, while James's real estate business boomed thanks in part to my connections, though he never acknowledged that. Then along came Ashley, his assistant, 28 years old. I first noticed our Christmas party. The glances, the laughter at inside jokes, the casual touches on his arm. I stayed quiet, observing, gathering evidence. With the same precision, I approached a building project. 3 months ago, James began coming home later smelling like someone else's perfume. His excuses were as flimsy as a house built without proper foundation. Last week, he stopped pretending altogether. "Kate, we need to talk," he said over dinner in our majestic dining room with its custom ceiling. "My design, my masterpiece. I've fallen for someone else. Ashley understands me in ways you never could." I set my fork down and met his gaze, my expression calm. "I see she'll be moving in next week," he continued, not daring to look at me. "It's best if you start looking for somewhere else. My lawyer will send the divorce papers." I nodded, remembering all the meticulous records I had kept, every contract, every company under my name. "Sure," I responded quietly. "If that's what you want." Yesterday, they arrived together as I packed up my office. Ashley, smugly dressed in one of my favourite designs, a channel suit, practically gloated. "This house is far too sophisticated for someone like you," she sneered, running her fingers along the Italian marble countertop I had selected. It needs a real woman's touch. James stood behind her arms, folded. Kate, he should be gone by tonight. Ashley has big plans for the redesign. I took my last box and scanned the space I had created. Every line, every hidden feature, every carefully crafted piece. Enjoy the house, I said, walking out. They missed the small smile I wore as I left. Because the best architecture isn't only about what you see, it's about the solid groundwork beneath it all. That night, from my penthouse downtown, that James had no knowledge of, I made a few phone calls and sent some emails. By morning, their perfect world would come crumbling down like a controlled explosion. After all, I didn't just design that house. I built an empire. James was about to learn that sometimes the quiet ones are only quiet because they're planning something grand. The next morning, under the bright clear sky, I arrived at the mansion at 8 a.m, accompanied by my lawyer and a moving crew. I had crafted the house with a careful eye to capture the first light of dawn. As I stood outside, I could see James and Ashley at the breakfast table surrounded by my custom designs. The doorbell played a delicate melody that I had chosen specifically for this moment, reverberating softly through the home. James opened the door, his self-assured smile faltering as he saw the group behind me. Kate, what's going on here? His voice was unsteady. Just some important paperwork, I said with an even tone. May we come in after all? It's my property. Ashley appeared behind him, her expression already sour. Your property? James said his family trust funded this place. I smiled inwardly, recalling the countless lies James had told me over the years. Actually, let's talk about ownership. Please have a seat. You'll want to hear this. My lawyer Sandra Shin laid out a series of documents across the dining table, the very same table I had commissioned from an artisan in Florence. Mrs. Bennett Sandra addressed her. Would you like me to explain, or shall I leave it to you? I think I'll handle this. I said, eyes locked on James. Remember when you mocked my dream of building this house while you were busy chasing success in real estate? I was working on something far more substantial. Sullivan Architectural Enterprises. My company owns this house through a network of shell companies, which, by the way, you helped me establish when you were still proud of my accomplishments. James's face drained of colour. That can't be right. The overseas investor was me, I continued. Every design, every material, selection, every hidden feature, you can thank me for it all. This was always meant to be my masterpiece. The house is registered to one of my companies deliberately, kept separate from our marital assets. Your name isn't anywhere on these documents. Ashley shot to her feet, outraged. You're lying? James has said plenty of things. I replied, signalling Sandra to produce more papers. But let's talk about what James doesn't know, like how half of his most lucrative projects were funded by companies I control, or how I helped him land his biggest clients through my architectural connections. Meanwhile, the movers were hard at work, carefully packing away select items. The art I had commissioned, the furniture I had designed, the unique pieces that made this house mine. You can't do this, James muttered, his world crumbling before his eyes. I already have, I said without a hint of remorse. But don't worry, Ashley won't be left homeless. Remember the condo you bought her that was also through one of my companies. Consider both of your leases terminated. Ashley collapsed into a chair, her designer outfit now looking out of place against my carefully chosen upholstery. James, do something, she snapped, but James was fixated on the documents Sandra had laid out. Evidence of his affairs, shady business dealings, and financial manipulations I had meticulously kept track of over the years. You have two choices, I continued with calm authority. Option 1. You both leave now quietly, taking only what's yours. I'll buy out your legitimate business assets at fair market value and we'll part ways for good. And option 2, James asked in a weak voice. If we release everything I know about your business practices to the SEC and to your clients. You'd be shocked at how many wealthy clients would be disgusted to learn. Their real estate developer was embezzling from their own projects. The next few hours passed in a blur of legal documents movers and the destruction of false illusions. By the afternoon, I found myself standing alone in the foyer, my hand grazing the wall I had designed to capture the perfect sunset. My phone buzzed. It was my mother. "Did it have to end like this?" she asked gently. "He left me no choice," I replied. He thought he was living in his dream home, building his empire. What he didn't realize is that he was just a tenant in mine. The aftermath was quick and public. James and Ashley disappeared to some small town in Florida. My architectural firm flourished, now recognized as one of the most innovative in the country. My house was celebrated in design magazines as a benchmark of modern architectural brilliance. Sometimes, late at night, I walk through these halls, touching the walls I created, smiling at the secrets hidden within every room. James never understood that true power isn't about showing your strength. It's about hiding it until the moment is right. Just last week, I received an offer to design a luxury hotel in Dubai. The client specifically requested the architect who built the Bennett Mansion. I accepted with a smile, already envisioning my next masterpiece from my home office. Watching the sunset through windows perfectly positioned for the view, I think about what I've learned. Sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one who built the room itself. James thought he was living in his dream house. He never realized he was living in mine. This house stands not only as a triumph of architecture, but as a reminder of the power of patience and strategy. Every hidden passage, every secret room, every meticulous detail was designed with purpose, just like my revenge. They say success is the best revenge, but I believe true victory lies in creating something so magnificent that those who betrayed you are forced to watch from the outside, knowing they had it all but lost it because of their own greed. As for me, I'm already designing my next masterpiece. After all, the best architects understand that after every demolition, there's an opportunity to build something even more extraordinary. Thanks for watching. Stay stunned, and I'll see you in the next video.